real estate developer and a sports team owner, you take on a lot of challenges. Some of my fellow NFL owners of other teams have told me I had a lot of courage.
How Stan Kroenke turned his small lumberyard into a billion-dollar empire. Let me ask you this. What do the Denver Nuggets, the Los Angeles Rams, Arsenal FC, and an empire spanning real estate and ranches all have in common? The answer is one man, Stan Kroenke. Some call him Silent Stan, but his portfolio screams anything but quiet. He's the billionaire pulling the strings behind some of the world's most successful sports franchises. He's the guy who took his first job sweeping sawdust in Missouri and turned it into a multi-billion-dollar empire. And if you thought Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk had interesting paths to riches, wait until you hear how Kroenke made his fortune. Oh, and let's not forget his connection to Walmart royalty. That said, let's dive into the fascinating and sometimes controversial world of Stan Kroenke.
I want to echo Senator Eagleton's remarks and just tell everyone, let's go out there and really blow the drawers off this.
The humble beginnings of a powerhouse. Born on July 29, 1947, and named after baseball legends Enos Slaughter and Stan Musial in Mora, Missouri, Stan Kroenke wasn't exactly the poster child for generational wealth. His hometown Mora is so small that calling it a dot on the map would be generous. It had fewer people than a kindergarten class. It was a town so small you could probably count the population without running out of digits. His father owned a small lumber company, and young Stan's first gig involved sweeping floors and crunching numbers for the family business. By the time he was 10, he wasn't just a regular kid, he was already handling the books for his dad's company. Who needs a lemonade stand when you're practically the CFO of a lumber yard? At Kroenke High School, Kroenke excelled in baseball, basketball, and track, a foreshadowing of his future dominance in the sports world. But Stan didn't stop at sports. He earned a business degree from the University of Missouri, paving the way for his journey into real estate and, eventually, the highest echelons of sports ownership, from lumber yards to landlord to billionaire. Stan Kroenke officially entered the business world in 1983 when he founded the Kroenke Group, a real estate development firm specializing in shopping centers and apartment complexes. Kroenke knew one thing early on: location is everything. And what better location than near Walmart? Luckily for him, Kroenke had an in. In the early 1970s, Kroenke took a ski trip to Aspen, Colorado. Fate would have it that he met Ann Walton, the daughter of Bud Walton, co-founder of Walmart. They married in 1974, cementing a bond that connected Kroenke to one of America's wealthiest families. Talk about a strategic merger! Ann's inheritance alone was a whopping $9.1 billion in 2023. With this connection, Kroenke had access to prime Walmart-adjacent properties, and he built a portfolio that grew faster than Walmart itself. But Kroenke didn't stop there. By 1991, he founded THF Realty, another real estate giant focusing on suburban retail developments. As of 2016, the company's portfolio was valued at over $2 billion. Kroenke essentially turned Walmart's foot traffic into a multi-billion-dollar business model. You go there for groceries, he cashes in. The rise of a sports tycoon. Now, here's where things get even more interesting. In 1995, Kroenke took his first big swing at sports ownership by purchasing 30% of the then St. Louis Rams. Fast forward to 2010, and he exercised his rights to buy out the rest of the team, making himself the full owner. But that move wasn't just a headline. It was the beginning of his sports empire.
Around St. Louis in Missouri, a major portion of my life, we worked hard to bring the club to St. Louis. We worked hard on the expansion process in 1993.
Kroenke quickly added the Denver Nuggets, Colorado Avalanche, and Colorado Rapids to his growing portfolio, essentially cornering the Colorado sports market. Here's where things get even more interesting. To comply with NFL rules that forbid owners from holding stakes in teams in other major markets, Kroenke transferred ownership of the Denver Nuggets and Colorado Avalanche to his wife, Ann Walton Kroenke. The family loophole allowed Stan to expand his portfolio without breaking NFL regulations, reinforcing the Kroenke-Walton dynasty as a juggernaut in sports. That's next-level billionaire problem-solving right there. He didn't stop at American sports, though. In 2007, Kroenke took over Arsenal FC in the English Premier League, one of the most prestigious football clubs in the world. His sports empire now includes everything from basketball to esports, with teams like the Los Angeles Gladiators and Gorillas bringing Kroenke into the Overwatch and Call of Duty leagues. Love him or hate him, you can't deny the man knows how to diversify. A real estate giant and ranching tycoon. While sports put Kroenke in the limelight, real estate made him filthy rich. He owns over 60 million square feet of real estate, much of it in strategic locations near Walmart stores. And then there's the land. Kroenke isn't just a city developer, he's one of the largest landowners in the United States, with over 1.6 million acres spread across ranches in the US and Canada. His biggest acquisition came in 2016 when he bought the Wagner Ranch in Texas, an iconic property spanning more than 500,000 acres. If you're wondering what owning that much land feels like, imagine being able to say, "My backyard is larger than the state of Rhode Island." Kroenke's ventures extend far beyond arenas and stadiums. In 2006, he acquired Screaming Eagle, a Napa Valley winery known for producing some of the world's most expensive wines. Controversies and criticism. For all of his success, and there are a lot, Kroenke isn't without controversy. Perhaps the most controversial chapter in Kroenke's career came in 2016 when he located the Rams from St. Louis back to Los Angeles.
Contrary to a lot of reports, I haven't taken a lot of jack out of the market. I think that's what's...
Despite initially assuring fans he'd try to keep the team in Missouri, Kroenke exercised an escape clause in the stadium lease, citing better opportunities in California. The move sparked outrage in St. Louis and led to years of legal battles, eventually resulting in a $790 million settlement. Why did Kroenke risk the backlash? Part of the answer lies in his $5 billion masterpiece, SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. The state-of-the-art venue, funded by Kroenke, is home to both the Rams and the Chargers, cementing his legacy in NFL history. Across the Atlantic, Kroenke owns one of Europe's most storied soccer clubs, Arsenal FC. He first bought a stake in the club in 2007 and became the majority owner in 2011, eventually acquiring full ownership by 2018. Arsenal fans, however, have often criticized Kroenke for what they perceive as a lack of investment in the team's success. Things reached a boiling point in 2021 when Kroenke joined the controversial European Super League project, a proposed breakaway competition involving elite European clubs. The plan collapsed within days due to massive backlash, but it solidified Kroenke's reputation as a businessman willing to prioritize profits over tradition. Even his ventures outside sports haven't been free from criticism. His British hunting channel, which aired programs featuring the killing of African wildlife, faced massive backlash in 2017, further tarnishing his reputation. The Silent Billionaire. Despite his larger-than-life business moves, Stan Kroenke remains notoriously private. Dubbed Silent Stan, he rarely gives interviews or steps into the spotlight. But behind the scenes, his business acumen has made him one of the wealthiest people on the planet, with his empire as big as his ever-growing ambition.
It is a difficult process, and as Roger said, it is bittersweet. We understand the emotions involved of our fans.
As of 2022, Kroenke's net worth was estimated at $10.7 billion, with his wife Anne's fortune pushing their combined wealth to over $20 billion. But beyond the numbers, Kroenke's true wealth lies in his ability to identify untapped potential, whether in real estate, sports, or entertainment, and turn it into a lucrative empire. And while he keeps a low profile, his influence is most definitely impossible to ignore. When you watch a Nuggets game, root for the Rams, or even sip a glass of Screaming Eagle wine, yes, he owns a Napa Valley winery, you're contributing to Kroenke's empire. Kroenke's championship legacy. Say what you want about Kroenke's methods, but the man knows how to build winning teams. Under his ownership, his teams have racked up multiple championships. The Denver Nuggets, 1 NBA championship. Colorado Avalanche, 2 Stanley Cups. Los Angeles Rams, 2 Super Bowls. Colorado Rapids, 1 MLS Cup. Colorado Mammoth, 2 National Lacrosse League titles. It's clear that Kroenke has the Midas touch when it comes to sports. The man behind the empire. So, how did a kid from a 24-person town in Missouri climb to the top of the global business world? A mix of strategic partnerships, marrying into the Walton family didn't hurt, an eye for profitable ventures, and a willingness to make big, sometimes controversial moves. Stan Kroenke might not seek the spotlight, but his empire spans sports, real estate, media, and agriculture. Love him or hate him, he's undeniably one of the most influential and successful figures in the sports and business worlds today. So, Next time you're cheering for the Denver Nuggets or watching a game at Ball Arena, just remember, behind it all, a silent Stan, the man who turned sweeping floors in a lumberyard into a global legacy.